All right, joining us now with more reaction to breaking news. Mueller has agreed to testify. Is Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. Yesterday, by the way, you said the American people must be able to see it all. I agree, and you can make it happen. But it was your key question to the Attorney General that I have played over and over again. I don't have time with all the news.
Right.
But I played it probably between radio and TV 60 times. And the question was crucial because you asked,
I won't roll these. Yeah, go ahead.
Did Robert Mueller have the resources?
Right.
Did he have the time? Did he have this?
Right,
Did he have,
right.
Are you certain? Then you said, do you care about a possibly rigged investigation, FISA abuse? Right. I'll let you take it from there.
Well, bottom line is, after all your looking and all the time you had and all the money you spent, did Trump collude with the Russians? No. Do you stand by your report? Yes. Did you turn it over to the Attorney General to decide about obstruction? And the Attorney General said I did, and I'm not going to revisit it. So it is case closed for me. So they can do anything they want to in the House, and I think it'll blow up in their face.
I think, let's go back to some of the other questions. How do you justify hiring Hillary's attorney? Only Democrats. Andrew Weissman. He couldn't find one Republican?
This will blow up in their face. This will blow up in their face. The conclusions can't change. There is no collusion. That's what the whole damn thing was about to begin with. There's nobody on earth could bring an obstruction case based on these facts. The president gave 1.4 million documents to Mueller. McCann, his lawyer, testified for 30 hours. He made everybody available to Mueller that Mueller wanted to talk to, and he submitted answered questions in writing. So this president did nothing to stop Mueller from finding the truth.
If you go back, I mentioned to Jay Sekulow the 9.5-minute press conference he did, and boy, the media was so quick. They thought that conspiracy theory came back to life. It's serious and significant, though.
Right.
I watched it and I was like, number one, I knew he had said the opposite, waiting for people to catch up.
Right.
And number two, when you think about the attorney, I thought the Attorney General Barr was being very gracious to the special counsel and threw him a lifeline. They released a joint statement basically saying, oh, I didn't mean what I said for 9.5 minutes. That ought to be very troublesome for Robert Mueller because...
Right. But I hope people understand what you're talking about, because when Mueller came in to tell Barr that he couldn't decide, he couldn't make a decision about obstruction, he was going to leave it to Barr, and Barr asked him point blank, is this because of the DOJ policy you don't indict a sitting president? He said no. He said complicated facts and complicated law would not allow him to reach a conclusion. So after 2 years and X amount of dollars and FBI agents, if he couldn't decide on obstruction of justice, why do you think Barr would reach a different conclusion other than you can't prosecute?
Okay, so let me go, and I want to ask you specifically, because you were the one saying it last week. First of all, I am very happy. You have pledged to the American people all of these issues, starting with the rigged investigation into Hillary.
Right.
Okay, and by the way, I don't think you delete subpoenaed emails and clean the hard drive. I would say that's probably the best case of obstruction of justice I've ever seen, but it only matters if it's Donald Trump. But you're going to go back to the beginning.
Right.
Tell us what else specifically you're interested in that you will get to the bottom of.
Okay, I want to see the Horowitz report about, did the DOJ and FBI defraud the FISA court? Did they lie to the FISA court to get a warrant against Carter Page? I want to find out why they opened the counterintelligence investigation against Trump. And I really do believe the only reason Clinton wasn't charged with anything is because if you wanted her to win, how do you charge her with a crime in the middle of the campaign?
These are really good questions, and I think the FISA abuse is really just the tip of the iceberg. But think about this: we already know what Christopher Steele is going to say because he's already said it in an interrogatory. So here's the big question: so in January of 2017, there's James Comey and Trump Tower saying, "Well, we have this dossier; it's salacious, but it's unverified." January 17, before he becomes president. October 2016. He signs the first FISA application that we now know because of Steele's testimony. I have no idea if any of it's true under threat of perjury. Means it's an unverifiable document. At the top of a FISA warrant, I've been told, I've never seen one, it actually says verified. Now, the question is, Does that sound like a premeditated fraud on the FISA court judges? And does that, we know Comey lied. He lied in October 2016 or January 2017. But he had to lie in October 2016 because Steele undercuts his story.
Right. So what we know is McCabe said without the dossier, there'd be no warrant against Carter Page. Here's the question to ask anybody. Is the dossier verified to this day? We now know that, Steele said, I don't know if it's true or not. Comey tells the president in January 2017, is salacious, unverified. It's the same document they said was reliable and trustworthy in October. It doesn't add up. The dossier is a bunch of garbage. I can tell you without any doubt it's a bunch of garbage, and it was used to get a warrant against an American citizen, and somebody's going to be held accountable for that.
All right. Senator Graham, great to see you. By the way, Trey Gowdy said he's going to treat us to Halls. Just saying. Because he's been very reluctant to come on my show, only when Jason Chaffetz is hosting. I've been a fan of Trey Gowdy. He's a great guy. Right,
he's a great guy, but I'll believe it when I see it.
I think we'll all have to pay, because if Hannity pays, there's going to be some controversy somewhere. Somebody's going to, write it up. Okay. I'll be in trouble. All right, good to see you, Senator. Thank you.